A dozen years ago, I went with about 25 believers on a pilgrimage to Israel and beyond. I was greatly moved to discover how seeing places of Jesus' ministry enabled me to remember, ponder, interpret, and commune. One thing that I brought back home with me was a placemat, which I have on the dinner table. It has 15 little scenes showing Jesus around the Sea of Galilee and on the water. A couple days ago, I saw these scenes in a new way. I pray that my sharing may stimulate your creative gift to find your own ways of imagining yourself in scenes of Jesus' ministry. Worshipfully, I associated the scene of Jesus at the carpenter's bench with my previous career, working with students on a philosophy of living in truth, beauty, and goodness. In addition, I now also associate Jesus' carpenter work with my gradually emerging second career as a spiritual teacher and evangelist. A scene of Jesus healing allows me to identify with him in my humble efforts at social service. The scene of Jesus about to multiply the loaves and the fishes reminds me of how I sometimes feel like part of a flock of sheep without a shepherd. And then I receive my fish and bread, so to speak, the gift of a memorable spiritual experience. For example, a decade ago, in a moment of spontaneous, natural, and complete openness, I asked God whether I should seek ordination. In a few seconds, I was given a most beautiful vision of God's Spirit within me. From time to time, I recall this memory in order to encourage myself, even as I pray not to exalt myself. When I see the Mount of Beatitudes, I thought of the Beatitudes as though I were an apostle receiving these teachings. A scene of Jesus on the water makes me think of him peacefully asleep in a boat in a storm, and then awakened and rebuking the frightened apostles for their lack of faith in the Father's watch care and guidance. I identify with the scene of the Transfiguration, associating it with my experiences of worship. Now, crafting a blog post at my new carpenter's bench, as I finish writing up this experience with the placemat, I turn to one more image: Jesus and John the Baptist. I am gradually learning to fulfill all righteousness.